Hello everybody and welcome to the Let's Play Pokemon Platinum Randomizer Nuzlocke. Is Let's Play really an integral part of that sentence? I don't know that it is. This is the third time I'm recording this. This is starting to annoy me. I'm gonna be honest. It's starting to annoy me that I have to record this so goddamn often. First time, nothing went wrong, but then my PC broke down and I accidentally kinda clicked the wrong thing there. But yeah, my PC broke down and I had to re-record this. Why did I have to re-record this? Because I need to touch this touchscreen, yeah. Now, I needed to... God damn it, I touched the wrong fucking button. Now, I needed to re-record this because I originally had a webcam in this series and... well, my new PC didn't like my webcam. The CPU became fucking overloaded as a result of it. Turns out the CPU I have right now, it's kind of worse than the one I had before, which doesn't make any goddamn sense in any way, shape or form. But I made this entirely new layout and now I'm doing this without a webcam. Still, my CPU is a piece of crap, but it can handle this. Then I recorded this. Again, second time. Second time. It's the second time. I can't speak anymore, apparently. I recorded this for the second time and I didn't record any fucking microphone audio. So this is being recorded for the third time now. Don't worry, I re-randomized my game so that I will not, in fact, know what my starter is. It'll be a complete surprise to me. And... well, that's everything I have to say, I believe. Oh no, one more thing is, I'm gonna go with a theme for nicknames this series. I always say I should really do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go for a theme... food. Food in general. That's a really... like wide theme, I guess, but I don't want to limit myself too much if I can help it, because if I made it like only desserts or something, it'd be ridiculously difficult, or only side dishes, something stupid like that. So I'm just gonna go food in general, with a couple of exceptions, like Bob, I think probably Olaf, Sparks, those kind of things. If I get those, they'll have their like character names because they're a part of the channel. There's only a couple of them. Those three, really. There might be another one I'm forgetting. Wi-Fi the Licky Licky. I think that's awful. Gax the... of course, Gax Grovile. A couple of Pokemon that have existed throughout the existence of my channel will be named after their, well, OC names. And the main one being Bob, of course. If I get a Totodile, or a Crocodile or a Feraligatr, it'll be called Bob. There's nothing we can do about it. That won't be named after any sort of food. It'll be Bob. Just so that you know. Same with a Dugong, Yanmega, Grovile, Licky Licky, and all the pre-evolutions and evolutions of those, of course. So that's gonna be the way the nicknames work in this series. I have done this entire thing like 3 times, no 4 times, because one recording I did actually fail, but I noticed like 5 minutes in, but I did this entire... this is what we're gonna do for this Let's Play. 4 times. I've seen my starters twice, and that's going to be the 3rd time I'm going to see my starters. And I re-randomized it again. I already said that, but I re-randomized it, so I don't know what my starter is going to be. But what I do know is I'm going to pick the middle starter. Let me explain why that is. Normally, I'm not the only one who does this. I think most Let's Players do this. The starter is based on your trainer ID. If your trainer ID starts with a 1, 2 or 3, you'll pick the most left starter. If it starts with a 4, 5 or 6, you'll pick the middle one. And if you start with a 7, 8 or 9, you have to pick the most right one. Mine started with a 4, so I'm gonna pick the middle one. Not that it matters too much, since, you know, there's this thing called randomizers, which I'm using. Yeah. That being said though, if it is something like a Magikarp, I will not be taking it and I'll have a choice between the other two. Something which doesn't have an attacking move. Because it's literally impossible to do anything with that. If it's just a weak Pokemon, I'm just screwed. I have to take it. But if it's a weak Pokemon because it doesn't have any attacks, like it only has Defense, Curl, and Splash, for instance, Azurill I think is one of those Pokemon. Or if it's only Splash, like Magikarp, Feebas, that kind of thing, I am allowed to take another Pokemon. Also, I'm experiencing slowdown. That's not good. Can you please stop that? Can you please stop that? Because I don't like it. My CPU usage, by the way, at this very moment is 80 fucking %. And it spiked up to 100% just now. It's going down to about 75-ish. But yeah, it's between 75 and 90 most of the time, spiking up to 100 every now and then. Doesn't make me very happy, makes me a bit paranoid and sad, because something is gonna go horribly wrong, I can tell. And I don't like it one bit. I probably shouldn't even have this task manager open to freak me out about it. I probably should just be playing the game, not even paying attention to my CPU, and if it explodes, well, I've got a good reason to buy a new one. I don't have any money to buy a new one, otherwise I would have bought a new one right away. But yeah, I'm gonna have to buy a new one soon because this is ridiculous. As soon as I have the money, that is. I don't have the money right now because I spent all my money on, well, buying new parts, buying a new motherboard, buying a new RAM memory, which got 16 of that now. Which is significantly better than what I had before, being 6, I believe. I might have had 8, I don't remember. I've got 16 now, so I'm fine at that, but my CPU sucks. Had to buy a cheap one because I was out of money. Probably should have gone with 8 GB of RAM in hindsight, and bought the other 8 GB after it. Having bought a better CPU. Now I bought a CPU and I'm gonna have to replace it as soon as I possibly can. Which isn't a smart idea. Let's see what our starter Pokemon is going to be. Our starter Pokemon will be the middle one. And it will be an Empoleon! Oh yeah. The other one is a Nidorino and a Chimaco. I sure as hell got the best option. Holy fuck. I got an Empoleon as a starter. It'll be level 5, it won't be level 40, but I got a fucking Empoleon for a starter. How'd you like that? I like that an awful lot. I love it. Before I have gotten a... I forgot what my first starter was actually. I think it was a Metang it was. And then I got a Magmar and now I've got an Empoleon. I think this Empoleon might be the best one yet. That being said though, Magmar and Metang both were pretty good starters as well. I've got unlucky 3 times in a row. So what's got my starter? Oh, that's not good. That, as a matter of fact, is very bad. And I've only got Bubble. I have only fucking got Bubble. I mean, I've got Tackle, but Bubble is stronger anyway. I mean, it's Stab. Oh, that did nothing. Oh no. If I lose this battle, the Nuzlocke is not over, by the way. But I am going to speed through this, if you don't mind, mate. Because this is otherwise gonna take fucking forever. My CPU doesn't like this, probably. Actually, it's doing a decent job at... Wow, it didn't have an attacking move, did it? I don't think it did. Oh my god, that's amazing. If that thing had like, even just Spark, I would have been dead. Also, I gained 2 levels off of that. That's great. Almost 2.5 levels of the first battle. I'm liking this randomizer so far. The gods of RNG are in my favor. Also, I called my rival Chaos. Probably should explain that. It's named after my friend Chaos. I did it in the 2 runs before this. The 2 attempts before this. And I figured, well, I'm just gonna stay with that name without explaining it. Well, I didn't figure that last part, but that just kind of happened. But yeah, I didn't explain it. But I figured let's just stay with that name. I don't know any better names, to be honest. But yeah, that starter is an amazing starter. Let's see what nature it is. If it's a good nature as well, I'm gonna be happy. Can you please shut up, Mom? Just go sleep in the kitchen or something. Let's see its nature. I don't know the nature at the top of my head. It's a... Oh, I don't know what a bashful nature is. That probably means it's a bad nature. Or at least... It might be a neutral one. Bashful sounds like physical attack. It's not one of the natures usually used in competitive. That's why I don't know it. I mean, the usual natures like adamant, you know, increasing physical attack to lower special attack, because you're not going to use special attacks anyway with a physical attacker, so you go for adamant. Not for whatever the fuck it is, what lowers your speed when raising your physical attack or your defense or whatever. So there's a couple of used natures. Yeah, that sentence did make sense. I was like, that sentence didn't make any sense. Yes, it did. Bashful is not one of those natures. So, it sounds like it would increase physical attack? Or maybe speed? One of the two. Anyway, it's probably not a perfect nature to run, but it's the main game, it's competitive, so I'm gonna have a mix between physical and special moves, probably on Empoleon, just because that's the way the main game works, man. Don't act like the main game is anything like competitive. Natures don't matter as much, neither do IVs and EVs. You're fighting weak opponents anyway. You do not get to make it perfect. I mean, you probably shouldn't load up something like... I don't know, something that's very special attack, or you probably shouldn't load up Alakazam with physical moves. That being said, Alakazam with the 4 elemental punches, what the fuck is that even? With the 4 elemental punches, it's kind of good. But it was better in Generation 3 when there were special moves, of course. Oh god! My first encounter is level 3 Heatran. This doesn't count, by the way, because I don't have Pokeballs yet. But if I can catch a Heatran, if I can catch a fucking Heatran as my first Pokemon other than this Empoleon, I'm gonna be so goddamn happy. Also, technically speaking, I should run and not count this, but it's too good of an experience boost, man. It's too good of an experience boost. First encounter in the randomizer as a fucking legendary, and it didn't count because I didn't have Pokeballs yet. Probably wouldn't be able to catch it anyway. Actually, its catch rate is rather high, I believe, so I might have been able to catch it. I'm level 8, and I have to get my Pokeball still. Something tells me that this Empoleon is going to be an overpowered son of a bitch. Let's speed through this, actually, because you're just gonna do tutorial stuff, and I don't really feel like listening to you. So if you could just shut the fuck up, though. Oh, you're not gonna do tutorial stuff yet. I'm sorry, I thought you were gonna do the Pokemon thing. I like this music. I mean, it's Pokemon music. Pokemon music, generally speaking, isn't that good. Well, it's not like it's bad, but it's just not great. Also, Empoleon's nickname. It's a penguin. Let me be right back for that, please. I don't know any names. I'm gonna look up dishes with penguin in it. Alright, I couldn't find anything proper, so... Technically speaking, it's not a food, it's a drink, but I'm gonna call you a Coke. Because that's the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, okay, so... I'm gonna have no proper name for this dude. What am I gonna call him? First food in my brain is Coke. But that's not food. Well, I don't fucking care, it's being called Coke. Coke's the Empoleon, it's a thing now. I don't know how long this episode's been, honestly. It might have already been 20 minutes. Yeah, I can't talk, I'm sorry. Next episode we're gonna catch like 3 Pokemon. It's gonna be exciting, that's gonna be all that episode is. But until then, do not forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe to my channel if you've enjoyed this video, which hopefully you have. Until the next time, I have been Vlogger, you have been awesome as always. Professor Rowan, shut the fuck up. You can also share this video on social media, by the way. If you want to help out the growth of the channel, you can follow me on my social media, links are down below in the description as always. Until the next time, I have been Vlogger, you have been awesome as always. I've already said that like 5 times now. Bye.